Here's the next step. After you have tinned your wires, so tinning means you have this all covered in that silver metal and silver solder, okay? Then you'll need an LED strip. So LED strips come in big rolls like this, okay? Once you get, I mean, it doesn't label what it is. I know that this is yellow because it came out of the yellow package. So this is yellow LEDs, okay? And you'll need a strip just under 6 inches. 6 inches being the magic number for most of this. So I've cut this off. Here's the anatomy of this LED strip. So you've got these orange bits here, which are your copper positive and negative connections. And then these white squares are your lights. So we want to make sure that we don't bend this too much and we don't twist it too much and we don't break any of these connections. This can be quite fragile. So be careful once you get this. So we want to pay attention to positive and negative, plus and minus. The positive side is going to attach to the red wire. The negative side, you're going to attach the black wire to the negative side. So red wire goes to positive, black wire goes to negative. So we're going to use our little magnets a little different this time because we're going to work on the surface. So I'm just going to set that like that so this is held. Okay. I'm going to check to see that I have enough wire, and I actually have more than enough wire. So let me grab some wire cutters. And I'm going to snip this down because we don't want this to cross over too far. We just want them to be that much. But we needed this much space to get the solder on. So I'm going to snip a little bit off of there and a little bit off of there. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do them one at a time. So the positive wire is right here on this side. So I can start doing that. Before I do that, I'm going to actually add some flux to the copper, and this is called a flux pen. It has the same material chemical, but it kind of looks like a highlighter. So I'm just going to dab some of that flux because the goo is going to be a little weird here. So dab some flux here on our wire there. It'll just help things stick a little bit better. And remember, solder glues when it turns solid when it's cooling. It's liquid when it's hot. So how you use your iron is a different than gluing. Okay, so positive to positive. Here's my red. I'm going to lay this down using my finger here, and I'm going to touch the side until I can see that the solder on this is melting. Okay, if it's melting, it starts to smoke a little bit. And then I can see that it's kind of flattening and melting, and then I lift this off, and then I test if it's connected. It is. So it didn't come attached. Remember, you got to lift it to let it to cool. I'm going to move this around because it's getting a little complicated there. So I'm going to just twist this over, reattach my little magnet so it'll hold this part down, and I'm only working with one side. Okay, now I'm going to twist this around. I'm going to take my soldering iron. We're going to do left-handed this time. Okay, and I'm going to press my black wire into the negative side. Okay, doesn't matter if you touch the positive side again, it might loosen up, but again, touch the side, see some of that smoke, see that it's melting. The positive side, what melted, but on the negative side. We might need a little bit more solder, so I'm going to grab a little bit more solder, put some on my soldering iron here, connect it there. Whoops. Okay, now that's too much in the wrong spot. So nick it over there. Remember, solder is metal, and again, metal can't touch metal. The two metal pieces can't touch, or you end up with a short. So we might have to play around with this a little bit. So I'm going to heat the solder up. Yep, it's warming up. Heat it up. See if I can get it on that wire there. Okay, oh, there it goes. Cooling off. Lifting it up. Yep, that's solid. Now, you got to test it though, because if there's a short, okay, you got to test that to make sure it doesn't. Look at it close. Did the wires touching? Is the solder touching? Not. No. So now we need to plug it into USB. I'll do that at the next step. Okay. Actually, let me do it now, but you won't be able to hear my voice.